A lot of people say that, there's this big argument between everybody. Everybody split on this little saying that money can't buy happiness. I think it can. And a lot of people going to disagree with me, and they say, "Oh, look at all these rich people. They're not happy." But people don't know what they did to get that money. And like it says, God is not going to let them enjoy that money because they are oppressing people in order to make that happen. But you see godly people that do have the money, and they live life to the fullest.
I'm Andre, and this is the Speak Your Life podcast, where we talk about everything as it relates to education, careers, values, mentors, and anything to do with purpose. We do this one impactful conversation at a time, whether a solo dolo with yours truly or our amazing guests to share stories, industry insights, encouraging words, and calls to action that can help you get closer to your why. Become a part of the Speak Your Life community by subscribing today to the podcast and following us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Speak Your LYFE, because life without your why is meaningless. Today's guest is from Mobile, Alabama, aka Mobtown. Graduated from Alabama Agriculture and Mechanical University in 2008 with an accounting degree. Moved up to New Jersey in 2010, where he worked in accounting for many years before starting his own clothing line in 2016, and has now done pretty well for himself in the States and abroad in various countries such as Peru, China, England, and many more, to name a few. Please welcome my friend Reggie Bendolph.
Thank you.
All right, cool, man. So tell us a little 5-minute story about yourself, just growing up and just background, everything like that. Tell us a little about yourself.
Well, like you said, Reginald Bendolph. I grew up in Mobile, Alabama. Went to college in Huntsville at Alabama A&M University. Also, I moved up to New Jersey in 2010 after having my daughter. Like you said, I have a background in accounting. Did CPA in 2016. Also started my own clothing line, Reginald Bendolph, also known as Mr. Green Bottom. Also, I traveled the world to get the best material for the clothing to make sure that all of my customers have the best quality. Like you said, I do business global with worldwide, so we've been in business about 2.5 years, and we're doing great. All glory to God.
Cool. So, what made you pursue your own clothing line? Just coming from the background of accounting.
Well, when I was in college, me and one of my friends, which was my college roommate, we had wanted to open up the clothing store, and we had all of the information, and we did all of the research that was necessary in order to open up a store. But the thing that we was missing, which is the most important, is the capital. We did not have the capital, so therefore we said that one day when we get the money, we will pursue this again. We did electrical engineering and accounting because we thought that that's what's going to make the most money in order for us to get this clothing store off the ground. And years later, after making a nice amount of money, we saved up. In 2016, it was like now or never, and here we are.
Good. And so, was your other friend, was he accounting major too?
He did. He just only did electrical engineering.
Okay. Cool. So
also, he did finance. Also, got his master's in finance.
Smart dude. So, so you guys have known each other for a while.
Yes, we've known each other since we were in middle school.
Dang,
we grew up in the same city. Yes.
Okay. Cool. And so, is he also back home in Alabama now?
He's in. No, he's still in Alabama. He's still in Huntsville.
Okay. Good. And so with now, you guys have been in the game for a little bit now, a couple of years now. What do you feel like have been some misconceptions or some things that you heard about that are actually, you found out to be different, or some myths that you heard about?
Expound on that.
Like sometimes people have like myths going into certain industries that whether it be music, clothing line, or anything like that. And so there's sometimes where there are certain things you hear about versus like what actually is in reality. What would you say would be some of those things that you faced that were like the reality was different from what you actually, heard about?
Getting a distributor, for me, it was easy because the Lord provided. He made it easy for me in order to find the distributors. I did my research and everything, but God blessed me with some great suppliers from all over the world. Starting with the shirts made in Peru with Pima cotton. Went over to China, where I get some of the best silks. I go to Italy in order to get the best leathers for my customer, for my shoes and all of that. Also, like some of the items are made over in the same places, Prada and all of that. So the items are very good quality. So that's the focus, the quality, because a lot of people think that all new clothing lines are cheap, because for the most part, most people, they get blanks, like t-shirts, jogging suits, clothing, whatever, and they press their own label or their logo on their clothing, and most of the time people only get to wear the item one or two times, and they feel like they're paying too much because they already assuming that the quality is poor. But some people do it just to support their friend or just to show love. But the items that I get, they are very good quality. A lot of people think that that I have a clothing line that's not of good quality because I am a young black entrepreneur, and a lot of times I have to show them better than I can tell them. I let them feel the products, I let them test it out and all of that. And some people support, some people don't, and most of the people that support, they comes back because of the quality of the clothes. They are very surprised by the quality of the clothes. They kind of mention the higher end brands in line with the quality of my clothing. So good. So you said that one of the biggest misconceptions was or what seemed like was the hardest thing to do was get somebody who was a distributor for yourself. Yeah, and the research and all of that. It was when I found the distributors, I always travel over there to make sure that the quality is good, like the factories are nice, and making sure that there's no child labor or what I'm saying, poor working conditions for the employees. Yeah,
because I know there's a lot of big name companies, I ain't gotta say their names, but you know who they are, that they child labor is not really a concern for them, but whatever is the cheapest is the best way to go. So what are your thoughts on that, as far as it comes to making it, maximizing the profit just because of you can take advantage or exploit somebody else? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I have morals and standards, and I have a child, and I would not want my child to be slaving in a factory all day to make profit, or anyone's child to be in there working as hard as a lot of those kids are, because I think kids should just enjoy life and be kids. When they don't have that type of life, it's kind of rough for them, and a lot of those kids grow up and commit suicide, or they don't have a good life, or they're always depressed, because when you're working all the time from your youth up and you don't have a childhood because you don't have an option, I think that's very sad for kids.
Yeah, that's true. And how old is your daughter, by the way?
My daughter is 9 years old.
9 years old. Wow. And so she's, somebody, I bet, you guys you seem like really close to each other. You seem like you have a good relationship from what you've, told me before. And how does she inspire you to try to be a better man and try to, be a better, just work harder and just try to work smarter too?
Oh yeah, she inspires me a lot because like sometimes when I be feeling like giving up, I think about her, and that just make me go extra hard. You know what I'm saying? Like when I travel to all these different places and I feel like I don't want to do anything, like I carry some of her items with me. So when I feel like I don't want to do anything, like I may pull her sock out of my pocket, and I go like, oh yeah, it's time to get back in there, get to work, get some business, or a piece of, I'm saying, something that she likes to play with, or something that reminds me of her to make me want to go back and work harder, because she wants to work for the brand when she get a little bit older, and I don't want her to have to work for anyone but herself. I just want to show her that there's a different way than just going to school and to going to work for someone, and when she can work for herself.
Yeah, that's a good way to, start them while they're young, because especially then, because like, a lot of times in schools, they don't teach you how to make your own business. They don't teach you how to be self-sufficient. And, whether you are going to high school or trade school or I don't know, college, like, I know for me when I was in college, there are certain things that even in business class that I didn't grasp, like as far as like the mentality of having my own thing rather than just working for a big name company, or rather than just, or just like, there's a lot of respectable companies out there, but like at the same time, I don't feel like they do enough to really foster and hone in on that mentality of having your own thing, having your own business, and really helping people with that. So that's good that you, as her father, is teaching her that at this early age, at 9 years old. So
yes,
she's gonna be really. I mean, she's probably already smart, but she's gonna be really smart when she gets older.
Very intelligent young lady. Very proud of her.
Good. And so, as we talked about how she inspires you. What are, speaking of inspiration, like what do you feel like it could be a brand, or it could be somebody that inspires you in the industry already? I don't know what, is there anybody that you would say that kind of, gives you inspiration?
Not really, because in the industry, like the big brand names, they kind of circulate the same items over and over on a yearly basis, because like when I was younger, I always liked to shop. I like to go to the malls and see what's new. And for the most part, like on a month-to-month basis, for like 3 to 4 months straight, I would go to the mall and I see the same exact things over and over, and I got tired. And like even some of the more expensive brands, like their quality or it's not that good, because if you may wash the shirts 1 or 2 times, it's going to shrink and it's going to spread. So I kind of got tired of that. So what I did, I was just like, you know what? Someday I'm just going to create my own clothing brand and give people options on a monthly basis instead of probably once a quarter or maybe 2 to 3 times a year, giving people different options to buy the same items, because after a while, a lot of people gonna start looking the same. So, I will say a little bit of my inspiration do come from Jordans, because I like to wear Jordans a lot. And they come out probably on a monthly basis, so they give people options. In order for them to purchase those, and give people different looks, and they kind of limited the shoe, so everybody don't have the same shoe, even though they bring it back out years later. But that just give people the drive for it. So that's kind of an inspiration a little bit for me.
Okay, I remember they had the retro look. They continue to have those no matter what number Jordan it is. So that's what's up. So how do you feel like any of your background in accounting has, like, those skills that you kind of gained over there, how do you feel like that has translated to this industry?
Well, this industry, it's definitely, I can do my own taxes. I don't have to worry about nobody trying to get over on me, because people think that, you're doing your own thing as far as the clothing line. They don't know your background or anything. They just assume that you're not that intelligent, or, people always try to get over on you. and they don't know I'm a numbers guy myself. So I'm always thinking numbers. So it translates well as far as like me knowing like the tax laws and what I can do as far as saving money regarding that. So
yeah, good. And so I don't know, like when it comes to this whole industry and just starting your own business, what do you feel like? What do you feel like is the one thing that you think that your brand has that maybe other brands do not have?
Well, luxury and comfort, because like if you ever notice, like the higher end shoes, they look good, they look very good, but they're not comfortable.
Yeah.
And most of the time, like shoes that don't look so well, they are comfortable. They're very comfortable.
Yeah.
Like when you see people walking, you're like, man, why would they wear those? They're very comfortable.
Them Crocs.
Yes. And then you see people that have like the high end shoes, and every time you see them, every time they get a chance, they kicking their shoes off because their feet hurt. They like to look good, but at the same time, their feet is hurt. So therefore, I mesh that together to get the luxury look and also comfort. That's why a lot of my customers come back, because that's the theme of my brand, when luxury meets comfort.
Yeah, good. And so, what do you feel like have been some of the top items that you guys have, like, with your company?
For the women, the heels. The women love the heels because, most women, when they see me coming with heels, it's like, oh no, I'm too high for me, or no, the very heels are not comfortable. But I let them try them on and walk around and let them get the feel, and it changes their mind. They're like, oh, I didn't know that they was this comfortable. So they tell their friends, and I get a lot of business by word of mouth because of people, looking at the shoe and they like the shoe and it's a comfortable shoe. So therefore, I get a lot of business by word of mouth.
Good. And for the men's selections, what do you feel like is like a top seller?
The top seller is the loafer. I have a loafer. It's very, very comfortable. It's I call it the Air Max loafer because when everyone puts it on, they just automatically fall in love with it. They don't want to take it off. So like I get some customers like once they try the shoe on and walk around, they go like they want them in every color because the shoe is just that comfortable.
Okay. Cool. So you really are inspired by Jordan, I see. That's what's up, though. Yeah. So that's you add your own flavor to things, and that's what makes you unique. The BBC reports a U.S. workers' online study said that nearly 70% agree public speaking skills are critical for success at work. Maybe you are a student looking to become a prime candidate for that internship, or might I say full-time position, or maybe you have already been in the job market for some time now and you just want to stand out amongst your coworkers looking to get that raise you feel like you've been passed up for too long now. Go to speakyourlife.com/private-lessons. That's speakyourlyfe.com/private-lessons. Again, that's speakyourlyfe.com/private-lessons to become a better communicator tomorrow by signing up today. What do you feel like, is some advice that you would pass on to somebody or people out there who are just, have thought about starting their own clothing lines and just haven't gotten started and they feel a little hesitant? What do you feel like is some advice you like to share to people like that?
Okay, to just go out there and start, because there's never such thing as a perfect time. Everybody always try to start something at a perfect time when they get this or when they get that in line, get this or get, something in order. You just got to get out there and start from somewhere, because there's going to be trial and error, and also get you a mentor to, to fall back on and get advice, and also have another friend, that's in the business or another business. You don't have to be in the clothing business, because I have a friend. His name is Mr. Cleveland Sherrill. He's a chef. He's very good. He owns this restaurant called the Law Spoon, and me and him, we talk on a daily basis. Well, not a daily basis, but every other day. You know, we check on each other. We lift each other up, because when you're in business, it's tough to get people that work all the time lift you up, because they don't understand the struggles that you have. They don't see the blood, sweat, tears, the crying, the staying up late. They don't see all of the things that you have to go through, the rejections, the door slams, and they just don't get it. And they have a guaranteed income coming in. We don't know where our next income is coming in, so we had to get out there and work extra hard. And sometimes that is very stressful. So I would encourage them to, get someone else that's in the business sector, or being an entrepreneur spirit, or a friend, or find you somebody, a mentor or something, to help you go along, because every day is not going to be sunshine. You're going to have your good times, and that's not going to last. So don't stay high on that. Then you're going to have your bad times. That's going to pass. You're going to cry sometimes, and you just gotta be consistent. Keep going, no matter what, because it's your dream. No one is going to fight for your dream like you. You got to get out there, rain, sleet, snow, whatever. It doesn't matter. You just got to keep going. Because if you don't, you're going to fall by the wayside, just like most other businesses, because they give businesses time limits. You got to keep going. You gotta outlast what people say. You can't go by what other people say. You get the final say so.
Good. And I definitely agree with you when you're talking about the mentors and stuff like that. How do you feel like that's made an impact on your business, and what difference it would have made versus not having a mentor?
Well, I tell you that it's tough when you don't have a mentor or a friend to, help you along the way when you're going through things, because your business will be better with a team. Like, the more people you have, the better you will be, because somebody doing something alone, they get down, it's kind of tough for you to pick yourself up. But once you got somebody, a friend, like I was telling you, Cleveland, he's a chef, very good chef, on the Law Spoon. I call him. I may be having a rough day, he'll let me know how good God is. I get lifted back up. Or same with him, he'll call me when he having a bad day, and I can lift his spirits. And we like to share, the triumphs that we have on a daily basis or a weekly basis. Because a lot of working people, they don't understand the struggles that we have to go through. So when you have someone that can relate, it's always good to have someone that you can relate to when you're going through your struggles, or this person that has some of the same beliefs that you have. Like, we have a great, strong belief in God, and God help us overcome a lot, man. And you got to have that concept of putting God first if you're gonna make it through.
Yeah, he blesses us in ways that we can never imagine. So
yes, man, he sure blessed me in ways that I can't even imagine. Like, I'm still thanking God for things that I never thought that's possible for me right now. So I give all the glory to God, man.
Yeah, it seems like stuff can be a coincidence sometimes, but man, it's hard. It's really hard to believe in that. It's really hard to believe in coincidence, because I know you've had a lot of connections, you've had a lot of opportunities with, being able to get, flights at cheap prices. And tell us about that, like different encounters you've had.
Yes, man, God is good, man. God done blessed me to have an alliance with the largest airline in the world, American Airlines. I know you work for United. Man, I'm telling you, and one of the largest hotel chains, which is Marriott, get a deep discount. So God put people in place in order to make that happen because of my faith. I have so much faith in God, and I understand the concept of keeping God first. And when you do that, God will make a way out of no way, man. Like he'll line people up that you might not ever see again. He'll put them in place for you in order to make things happen for you. And you be like, man, it's nobody but God. You know what I'm saying? Like God is more than able to do what he say. And you know what I'm saying? As long as we be obedient to him, he will make it happen for us, man. And like I tell people all the time, why I'm successful is because of God. People always try to give me the credit of the hard work that I do, but I know a lot of people that work harder than me and they're very less successful because I put God first. He opened doors for me that I can't open for myself. You know what I'm saying? He put me in rooms with people that I never thought that I'd be in rooms with. He putting people from all over the world in my presence in order to help me be successful. You know what I'm saying? So it's I work hard, but God provides for me. You know what I'm saying? Because if it was up to me, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. I'm telling you that right now. If it wasn't for the Lord, man, I wouldn't have made it. I still believe that to this day. I wouldn't make it, man. So I tell people all the time, if you want to be successful, man, put God first. And a lot of people say they do, but they don't. You have to understand that concept. Like you gotta, you know what I'm saying, when you get up in the morning, pray, you know what I'm saying, read your Bible, you know, talk to God a lot throughout the day. Like don't just call him when you're down, you know what I'm saying, give him praises while you're up, because when people are up and having a good time, they have a tendency to forget God. But then as soon as they get down and out, they want to start calling and begging and pleading, like, Lord, why did you let this happen to me? And the Lord always, he lets you know before you do it. Like, you got a conscience. Like, you know you about to do something bad, and then you do it bad, and then that consequence may come later on in life of what you did in the future. You're like, Lord, why me? You know what I'm saying? But God also let you know, like, don't do that. He gives you, you know what I'm saying, he'll let you know, like, that's not the right thing to do. That's why he gave us a will. You know what I'm saying? He gave us free will. You can do that, but there's going to be a consequence later on. So, like I tell people, keep God first. Try to put God in all of your decisions. Even though we're humans, we're going to mess up because we're human. That's always, but you know what I'm saying? Ask God for forgiveness. God knows what's really on your heart, which is your mind. So, always try to do right, man. And you know what I'm saying? God is he gonna always take care of you every time. He gonna come through every time. So
wise words from Pastor Bendolph. Amen.
Hey, this is Teddy from the Wanting Less podcast. I got a quick story for you. In 2018, my life was turned upside down. I found myself broke, depressed, exhausted, newly single after 8 years. Today, almost 2 years later, I've completely altered my financial destiny for the better, landed an amazing woman who loves me for me, and I've increased my happiness exponentially. How did I do this? How did I start fresh, but well this time? Simple, really. I made it my only focus to determine what mattered most to me, to block out the rest and get after it with a vengeance. Oh, and I didn't do it alone. Listen and subscribe to the Wanting Less podcast wherever you listen, and if you want to learn more, check out wantingless.org. Maybe today's the day that your life takes off. Talk to you soon.
Oh man, that's, those are all key things that you were saying, important things that you were saying. And with this whole podcast, we talk about purpose and understanding your why in life, and just that's so important because you can save some time, save a lot of energy from knowing what you were supposed to do and why you were here on this earth. So tell us, what is your why? What is your purpose?
Well, my purpose is to spread the word of God, because once I know I'm going to get to a global level, to where it's brand recognition. And my thing is to let everyone knows how good God is, and make sure that they put him first. I'm going to let the world know about God, you know what I'm saying, how good he is, and I can spread the word as much as I can. Everyone is not going to be receptive. Everyone had their different views on, what I'm saying, what God should do and what he won't do, but at the same time though, they don't take the time to study or talk to the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got their own views, but my purpose is to spread the word of the Lord. And that's my purpose. That's what I feel like. That's my purpose in life. And my why is because, I want to be a good servant of the Lord, because the Lord has been too good to me, even as a kid. Like, for the most part, most of everything that I prayed for came true. Like, I asked the Lord, like, even as a kid, I realized how good God is, because when I pray for things and try to do right, he comes through for me every time, even though I mess up, and I'm going to continue to mess up. But I'm going to continue to give God the praise and the glory, because he's due, and without him, life is not worth living, for real. Like, you don't have no purpose other than to, to serve God, because when it all said and done, we got to go back to see God. That's the purpose in life, is, to worship him in spirit and in truth. And a lot of people don't do that, because a lot of people don't read. They just go by what people say. Like, I listen to, the preachers and everything, and I don't agree with what they say all the time, because when you ask God for things, like when you read his word, ask him for guidance, because we're not going to understand everything. And a lot of people think that they're smarter than everybody, like especially the preachers. God will reveal things to you that he don't reveal to other people sometimes, and it's up to you to let the world know what God has, the knowledge that God has provided you with. Like, the Bible tells you your gift brings you before important people. So everyone has a gift. And if everyone used that gift that they have, they would be happy in life. Give glory to God, because God gave everybody a purpose on this earth to do something. Even though we think that our purpose may be one thing, it's another. And, some people find out later in life, some people find out early in life, and some people never find out. So always, and I tell people this all the time, ask God what your purpose is. You got to pray for it. Like, this clothing line may not be my purpose, but it may get me on a
trajectory to the right place
in order to get to fulfill my purpose.
That's good,
because I think when your purpose is fulfilled, it's time to leave the earth. Like, it's time to go. Yeah,
that's good stuff right there. I think that's a scary thought, to think that you come to the end of your life and you're thinking like, wow, I didn't do everything I could have done to live the life I was supposed to live and to do the things that I was supposed to do. I think that's a scary thought. And I think as millennials, I think we're young right now, but time, it goes and it flies by so fast. And next thing you know, you're like, have your own family, you got, all these things going on, your business is thriving, and you're just in a different level of life. You're in a different state. And so you want to do all those things and not waste your time. You want to not waste God's time, really. And so that's a scary thought. And I think that, for me, motivates me as well. And it motivates me to try to do better every day. It helps me so that I can just always, learn from my mistakes the day before, because I'm always learning every single day. I'm not perfect at all by any means or measure, but I'm thankful for different people like you I can learn from, and just having people around me that are good people. Yes. So that's good stuff, man. So in this podcast we always talk about how life, we look at it as like a house. And so there's so many different things that make up a foundation, which is the most important part, and those represent your values. What do you feel like is one thing that your house lives or stands on as far as like your values go?
Man, God is number one. And from there, I have standards and morals, because like, it's a lot of things that I won't do, even though I can get extra money by doing things that I don't supposed to. But you know what I'm saying, I have a conscience, and I won't be able to sleep if, you know what I'm saying, I oppress someone else to get rich, because I don't think God is gonna let anyone who oppresses people enjoy their money. Because a lot of people say that you know, there's this big argument between everybody split on this little saying that money can't buy happiness. I think it can. And a lot of people going to disagree with me, and they say, oh, look at all these rich people, they're not happy. But people don't know what they did to get that money. And like it says, God is not going to let them enjoy that money, because they are oppressing people in order to make that happen. But you see godly people that do have the money, and they live life to the fullest. You know what I'm saying? Like, they get to do everything they want to do. They being obedient to the Lord. All of them blessings just coming and hitting them left and right. You know, their cup is overflowing, and people like, man, they want what that person got, but they don't know what that person have to go through in order to get that. You know what I'm saying? And another thing is, I build my house on work, consistency, trust, reliability, and accountability. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be accountable for the things that you do, because you know, for the most part, consequences that you're going to face when you do something wrong. It might not be now, but it's going to come back and get you. So I think that you should always try to do things the right way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always ask God, you know what I'm saying, for everything. Like, before I do something, I'm like, Lord, is this the way to go? Or if not, then I don't want it. Lord, if this takes me away from you, I don't want it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to tell you right now, I want to be a wealthy person. I'm not going to sit up here and say that I don't want to be a wealthy person, because, you know, a lot of people think that people always criticize wealthy people, but they don't see what them people had to go through in order to get there. And a lot of the time, their own people don't support them. But then when they get there, their people expect them to support them, even though their people did not support them in order to help them get to the level that they're at. So therefore, I also build my foundation on helping people. Like, I help a lot of people, even though my time is limited. I still find a little bit of time to help people. It may not be at the time that they want it, but I still going to provide them with information or connect them with people that can further assist them than I can, because I can only get you so far.
Cool. And so, all right, so thank you for that. And that's a amazing answer. The last part is this segment we call Question of the Day, where we just ask a random question off the cuff, and just to, you know, get to know you a little bit better. And that question today is, what is your favorite holiday and why?
Well, it might not be a holiday, but my favorite holiday to me is my birthday, because I get to celebrate me. It may sound selfish, but it's not. But it's the only day of the year that I get to celebrate myself that is all about me. Holidays, as far as like the major holidays, it has to be Thanksgiving, because everyone, family like to get together and cook, and everyone's sitting at the table, and everyone goes to their grandmother or mother or auntie's house and all sit down and fellowship together. And that's what family is all about. Family, friends, everybody.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm a big advocate of Thanksgiving, because, man, it's crazy, because like October, people are already skipping Thanksgiving for Christmas.
Yep.
Playing the Christmas music, putting up Christmas trees. I'm just like, come on, man. Because like, I feel like Thanksgiving is that holiday where people, it truly is focused on family and food and football, for those of you football fans out there. but it's not really so much emphasis on like, all right, did I buy the right present? How much did I spend? You know, all this stress that, you know, I remember my parents went through when I was a child, buying me stuff. So I don't want to, you know, put that pressure on someone else. So that's why I agree with you. Mine is Thanksgiving as well. So that's awesome. But anyways, thank you again for joining Reggie on today's episode. I appreciate you, man.
Thank you, sir.
And ladies and gentlemen, for the ladies, if you're looking for some high quality fashionable shoes, and men out there, if you're wanting to have some amazing swag out there, be sure to get his apparel from Bendolphs.com. That's Bendolphs.com. Again, that's Bendolphs.com. And follow him on Instagram at Mr. Bendolph. Thank you again, guys, for listening to today's episode. Again, be sure to subscribe to the podcast and follow us on Instagram. Give us any feedback from today's episode, and we will see you next time.